with the COVID outbreaks in China, which of course we know that by now it hurt or really hurt the economy in China, the experts right now are starting to believe or are saying that a rebound is set to take place in China, or the economic rebound is set to take place in China, which is one of the things that I personally believe that it should definitely encourage you to load the boat onto Chinese stocks because they are set to rebound and of course this is according to the experts and the financial or big financial institutions. I mean, Goldman Sachs came in recently and said that they are seeing a serious economic rebound in June and July of 2022, which is one of the things that, ladies and gents, must just motivate you to continue investing into most stocks that are, of course, one of them that we discuss on this channel, which is NIO, are just set to do very well. I mean, with a company like NIO, which is one of the companies that, of course, we discuss on this channel, it is just set to do very well because you'll know or remember that now in terms of its operations, especially with the COVID lockdown restrictions being lifted off in Shanghai, it is expected or it will do or deliver some good delivery numbers there. As you know that in Shanghai, NIO, it has got the #1 market in terms of the SUVs or electric vehicles SUVs, which is something that getting to see that the COVID lockdown has been lifted off there, we are going to definitely see companies like NIO doing really good. I mean, yesterday I did a video, of course, discussing the latest sentiments of the latest news from Deutsche Bank, who, by the way, indicated that we might expect to see NIO delivering 12,000 vehicles for the month of June, which will be a record-breaking delivery. So this just simply means that Deutsche Bank, together with other experts, Goldman Sachs, they are seeing some positive rebounds, which is why, ladies and gents, already there are some serious inflows into Chinese stocks. I mean, Chinese stocks have been rising, or the shares of Chinese stocks have been rising recently, which is one of the things that must just show you that it looks like investors are piling or are throwing in a lot of money into Chinese stocks, which is something that, of course, has to make you and me to probably do the same, because this is just an industry, or these are companies which are just set to do very well. Now, of course, before we go any further, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and you should not take it as a professional financial advice video. Now, if you are seeking professional financial advice, you already know what to do by now. But of course, if you enjoy this video, please, I would really appreciate if you can just hit that like button, as it takes some time for me to come up with a video like this. So as I've said, we are not only seeing experts seeing a recovery, but even the big financial institutions are starting to see or are seeing the good recoveries that we can expect to see in China's economy, which is one of the things that must, of course, show you the kind of opportunity that is to be found in Chinese stocks. Now, China, or the Chinese government, as I said in one of my previous videos, it is a government that really cares about its companies, which is why we've been seeing, especially in the EV industry, the Chinese government coming and offering subsidies to their local EV companies like NIO, which is one of the things that, of course, is going to seriously revive or bring in more demand in this kind of an industry. And not only are they doing that, we also had, or we also read last week that China will be also cutting tax on the EV cars, or those companies which are selling the EV cars like NIO, by 50%, which means that if you are going to buy an EV car like NIO, not only are you going to get a subsidy or a 10,000 RMB or Chinese yuan subsidy, but you are also going to get a 50% cut on your tax that you pay when you buy a car, which is one of the things that is incredible and must just show you that China really cares about their companies, or local companies like NIO. Now, another thing that, of course, you must consider, or which is making, of course, some of the experts to see some good recoveries there. Do you remember that China, when the US, we saw, of course, interest rate hikes, or when we saw most of the countries increasing or rising interest rate hikes, China cut their interest rate hikes in May by 15 basis points. or 0.15%, which is one of the things that must just show you that they are really looking at reviving most of the companies in China, because with this 15 basis point cut in interest rates, companies or big companies can easily go and loan money to grow their business, especially growth stocks like NIO. This is one of the things that it's going to make China to also strongly recover. As you know that the COVID outbreaks in China, of course, had serious harm or impact in the Chinese economy. I mean, for a stock or company like NIO, we saw them ending up suspending production due to the supply chain constraints, which, ladies and gents, were brought by the COVID outbreaks in China. And ladies and gents, we are going to see the demand. We are going to see the consumers coming in masses and buy the products and buy the EV cars, which is one of the things that, ladies and gents, it gives me as a retail investor hope to say that we are going to see companies doing really well going forward. So during the COVID outbreaks in China, so many analysts, so many big investors came in and say that China, it looks like this year it will not do good economically in terms of the GDP growth. I mean, there are also analysts who came in and cut their GDP growth forecast in China for the rest of 2022. But ladies and gents, one thing that I'm foreseeing some serious surprise to those big companies, big financial institutions that came out and cut, of course, the GDP forecast, because China is doing whatever they can to make sure that they revive or recover their economy, which is one of the things that, ladies and gents, is going to make their GDP to also seriously recover. And maybe I personally think that we can still see it performing as per the initial GDP forecast growth. Guys, it's not a joke that most Chinese stocks have fallen, or they've fallen in terms of the share price to some ridiculous numbers. And a company like NIO, Baba, Xpeng, and other companies, JD, Bilibili, I mean, these are some of the companies that right now they are offering good opportunities. The way their share price were down, I mean, if you have to go and check year to date, these companies, though we have been seeing some recoveries, they are still trading way below their value, which is why the experts and the big financial institutions are seeing some serious opportunity into the Chinese stock. This is one of the good things that, of course, if you are not taking the good low trading prices and load the boat onto these Chinese stocks, you are definitely going to regret a few years down the line on the kind of returns that this stock would have generated or brought to the retail investors, especially those that are loading or increasing their holdings into the Chinese stocks. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this latest updates of course, the experts and the big financial institutions are seeing some very good recoveries in the Chinese economy, especially with the Goldman Sachs, or comment made by the Goldman Sachs indicating that they are foreseeing a serious strong rebound between June and July, or in June and July, which is one of the things that, ladies and gents, it has to motivate you to probably consider loading the boat onto these Chinese stocks right now, whilst they're still, of course, trading in these low trading levels. And of course, we are seeing it's not only not only are we seeing these experts saying this, but we are seeing them also bringing or putting some inflows into these Chinese stocks. We are seeing big financial institutions coming in and increasing their holdings on these stocks, because they can see that the future is bright for these stocks, or the future is looking so bright on this kind of stocks, which is one of the things that you must also consider and see the potential that lies with these Chinese stocks. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this quick update, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please do make sure that you hit that like button. And like I said in the beginning of this video, this is not a professional financial advice video. This is just an entertainment video, and you should consider, or I would really appreciate if you can consider hitting that like button if you did enjoy this content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you load the boat, please do consider doing your own DD, so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into these stocks. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.